Sorry we didn't post it all last week. We were pretty busy. I hope everyone had a great holiday season. Um, Christmas is coming up, so we're hopefully going to get some more Christmas themed videos out for you guys. Today, I'm going to be talking, as you can see by the title, about something a little bit more serious, a little bit more closer to home for me. And it's going to be talking about how to deal with divorce as an adult. Obviously, my parents got divorced, not me. Chris and I just got engaged. My parents got divorced sometime this summer, August, July, sometime in there. Pretty sure it was August. So at first, they had gotten separated in April, and I thought everything was going to be okay, and that they were going to be working towards just kind of being better for each other and kind of being better in general and making sure that their marriage worked. And then I looked at it from this arbitrary stance of like, oh, it doesn't matter, like, as long as they're together. Like, I don't care. I don't care how they feel, because how I feel is I want them to stay together. They've been together my whole life. Literally almost all my life now. My parents have been married. And it's just like hard to see them fall apart. And it's hard to see them grow apart so quickly when you don't notice that there's anything wrong. Which is crazy, because it's like I should have seen the signs a lot earlier, but I didn't. And it's just really rough, like it's a tough thing to deal with as an adult. I'm 21 now. I was 20 when they got divorced, and then I turned 21 shortly afterwards. And while it sucked, and it was really bad, it was really hard, because I was like, well, what about us kids? Like, what? Like, I wasn't thinking about, well, are they happy? Are they okay with each other? And I'm not really going to get into the details of why they divorced, because that's kind of their business. But from my end, the dogs are being crazy. I don't know why. But from my end, it looked really bad. And it was just like kind of out of the blue. Like, I thought it was out of the blue. My parents just wanted to get divorced. And it was tough. It was tough because I looked at it like, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? What what you know what did I need to change? And it kind of felt like at the beginning it was my fault, or it was us kids' fault, because of course I have a little sister and a little brother. And around that time, um, January 13th of this year, my mom said she was unhappy, wanted to leave or whatever. And I had already been looking for a dog, and um, they're whining right now, so hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna get them. But I'd already been looking for a dog on the internet, just like looking. I wasn't looking to buy, but then that happened, and that whole mess happened, and I was upset. And I was like, you know what? Life is too short to not get something you want. Chloe, come here, come here, come here. And so I ended up in February picking up this one and having her. And it is November now, so we've been together for about 10 months, ish, I think. November, February, yeah, about 10 months. And she's been absolutely wonderful, and I love her. She turned 1 in October, of course. You guys saw that video. And I got Chloe. She stayed at my best friend's house because I wasn't allowed to have a dog in my house. And I started looking for a home that I could move into myself. And at the time, of course, I was making pretty good money doing what I was doing. I was very unhappy with it, but I was making good money, so that's all that really mattered to me at the time. And then in April, my mother moved out, and it was really hard watching it all kind of happen, watching the unhappiness, watching my mom not say I love you, like watching that them just kind of grow apart so quickly when really that has had been going on for a long time. Sorry, I'm a little sick today, but um, and it was just rough. It was rough seeing that, but then the divorce finalized, and I had been moved into the house I'm in right now for about 2 months, and I had put in my 2 weeks notice at my job. I had decided that I no longer wanted to be unhappy, that I no longer wanted to do things because they were the social norm, and I wanted to cut a lot of things out of my life, a lot of negative things out of my life, and I quit my job. I said this job does not fulfill what I know I can do and what I want to do, and I want to be able to pursue what I want to do, and that was YouTube. Um, and there was a jerk boss there who was terrible. He was the principal over the middle school, um, who wasn't even over me, but he was a jerk, and he sexually harassed women a lot, and I didn't want to work under that, and so I quit. I put in my 2 weeks, and I worked those 2 weeks. I worked just as hard as I had been, and I quit, and I left, and I pursued this full time, and I have been pursuing it full time. Obviously, there's been breaks and times where we're sick and all that kind of stuff. And I have another channel that I run as well, so it's not always perfect. It's not always getting videos out as much as I want. And um, while I was doing all this, I didn't realize that my mother was doing kind of the same thing. She was getting rid of things that made her unhappy in life. And here I am. My parents have been divorced for, let's just say, the beginning of August, September, October, November, 3 months. Let's say 3 months. So they've been divorced for 3 months, and my only concern for them is to be happy. I want them both to be happy and to be content. I want them to pursue what they want to do. If they don't want to live in Branson anymore, I'm not going to hold that against them. Obviously, Kristen and I are moving to Kauai. Um, if they don't want to work the job that they work anymore, that's fine. I'm not going to hold it against them. Um, I want them to be happy. I want them to be the best that they can possibly be, as parents and just as human beings in general. And I would not be mad now if either one of them started to date. I think they both deserve to find someone who they are very compatible with. And that's not to say that they couldn't end up back together. But right now, I don't think that's what they need. Um, but as an adult, of course, you hear your parents get divorced, and you're like, well, what the heck? Like you guys seem so happy. But sometimes people grow apart. And it's, as an adult, you have to realize and look at the situation as an adult and say, well, what happened? What could have happened? What truly happened? Um, why did it happen? And you have to go, well, it wasn't me. Because as the one of the kids in the relationship, or in the family, the oldest, um, I really tried to take the blame on me and take it out on myself, but you can't do that whenever um, it's not your fault, because then you just start looking for excuses to take the blame on for yourself, and it just hurts you more, and it doesn't help the situation because you need to be supportive for both parents in that situation, especially whenever the divorce is as clean as my parents. My parents was a very clean divorce. there wasn't a ton of um, like yelling, fighting, legal battles, or anything like that. Um, and if there were, us kids didn't hear about it. And it was an experience that helped me grow and mature and realize that I need to take that next step to be happy and do things that I want to do. I don't want to work under someone who I don't trust. I don't want to work with someone I don't trust. I'm not saying the people that I work with I didn't trust. I like the people I work with. The people that were over me specifically were nice, but over in the middle school, I didn't trust them. I didn't want to not have something that I had wanted for so long, which was a dog. I didn't want to live in a house and move back and forth between my parents every week. I didn't want that. I did it for a little bit until I moved into this house, and it was miserable. It was absolutely terrible, and I hated every second. I hated everything about it. It was not fun, and it felt weird. And so I moved out. I wanted my own place so I could be with Chloe because neither one of my parents would let me have a dog in their house. Um, and my mom couldn't because there's no pets allowed in the place she moved into. And my dad didn't want to pay the bill, and he didn't want to have a dog in the house anyway. He wanted to put it out in the backyard, and that's not happening. Chloe obviously is a purebred. Like, people would steal her. Hey, Daisy, it's okay, honey. Stop whining. You just went outside. Um, so I guess I'm gonna wrap the video up. Basically, say it's not your fault. Um, just send them good thoughts, send them good prayers, whatever religion you believe in or don't believe in. Um, just be supportive. That's the biggest thing. Be supportive for both of them. Don't try to carry the weight on your shoulders. Um, and realize that the relationship did not fail because of anything that you did. Usually, relationships fail because two people, and that's usually it, or one person messing up terribly. Um, but it's always two people. Two people in a relationship make it work or they don't. And so don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on them. They don't need that right now if you're currently going through that. um, and as an adult, I was able to take it much better than I would have. My brother is just turned 16, so he obviously would have a different perspective than me. But as an adult, I'm able to take it more on the chin. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry this video was a little serious, a little dreary because I'm sitting right in front of the camera or whatever. But I appreciate you guys watching. I thank you for it. And I will see you in the next one. Peace, guys.